Hi, just had to step back from the camera. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this brief speech. I'm just going to give you an overview of who I am, what I'm hoping to achieve from this program, and also who I think is an inspirational speaker. So to begin with, you may have noticed from my accent, I am English, specifically from the south of the country, from a county called Wiltshire, which is probably most famous for having Stonehenge as a monument. I'm also approximately an hour and a half away from London, so not too far away from the capital. In terms of why I've chosen to take part in this Coursera program, I think there have been many opportunities in my life when I could have stood up and presented a project that I've been working on, and I kind of let that slip by, and other people have kind of jumped in and taken that opportunity. And I think when you put a lot of work into a project and you don't get to express your excitement for it yourself, then I think it's kind of a waste. Last year, actually, I did take this opportunity, and I think herein kind of lies the lesson that I want to learn from this Coursera program. Last year, I was part of a young enterprise group, which is essentially a small business within schools and colleges in the United Kingdom. We set up a small kind of business with, we had something like 10 people that first started with us last year. And this is every school around the country. And essentially you compete with other schools and colleges, first from your county, then from your region. So for us it was in the southwest. And then if you do very well, you get through to the national final, which is in London. Now at each of those rounds, you first pitch your product and your idea to a group of business people, and they kind of judge you on your facts and figures. And then you also present to the several hundred people in the audience that come and visit. Now I decided to actually take that logic that I was first talking about how if you put a lot of time and effort into a project, then you need to stand up and kind of express your excitement and enthusiasm for it. I decided to stand up and deliver that speech. So first at the Southwest final, where we did our first presentation, and secondly at the national final. So we were quite successful, and that was another reason why I felt that I really did have to give this presentation. However, what I did, and what I think I did wrong, was I relied on a pre-prepared script. Now, at the Southwest final, a lot of people did that too, and so I didn't think I was too odd relying on a script that was in front of me. Everybody sounded quite monotone, so when I stood up and did my speech, I didn't sound out of the ordinary. But we had a good product, we had good facts, good figures, and everyone was really on board with us. So I felt that we were doing well going into the final. However, when we were in the national final, I did the same again, and a lot of other groups and a lot of other teams came up and they delivered theirs from memory. They didn't have their pre-prepared notes. It was obvious that they were doing it off the cuff, and they did sound really passionate and enthusiastic. And when I got up, I followed the same routine as before, and I don't think it came off as well. So what I'm hoping to achieve from this program specifically is that ability to stand up in front of people and speak off the cuff, to learn what I'm talking about, to learn a few bullet points, and then be able to run with that. And hopefully that's what I'm going to achieve from this program. In terms of who I think is an inspirational speaker, I don't think you need to look any further than on YouTube and on the internet. And I know this guy isn't necessarily a public speaker as such, but he is, to me, an inspirational speaker anyway. And that is Salman Khan from the Khan Academy. I think his ability to convey knowledge and information in a way that can kind of get that into your mind, and I'm not entirely sure how he does it, but to me that's what is inspiring about him. The ability to convey a sort of friendly voice, an assured voice, and a hell of a lot of knowledge in brief videos, and be able to keep that interesting without deviating too far away from the subject. I think if I was able to convey information in the way that he did, I would be set for a lot of sort of success professionally, academically. I should be going to university next year. So really, if I could speak like him, then I'd be very happy, and that's what I'm hoping to achieve out of this Coursera program. So thank you for taking the time to listen to this brief audio clip, this brief video. I'm not sure what it will come out as, and I hope to have some feedback, and you can be as horrible as you want, just tell me what I'm doing wrong, and hopefully I can improve. Thank you. This might be a bit weird also if I'm